G'day chaps, now today I'm going to talk to you about the grind, especially in Elite Dangerous, and I'm going to make some comparisons between Elite Dangerous and The Long Dark. Now many people, especially Elite Dangerous fans, might say that you can't really compare the two because they're quite different. Yeah, you could say that. I'm going to draw this comparison though because they're both sandboxes and because they both have a kind of similar pace to the game. So one you could call a walking simulator, and you do have to just walk for a long time. So some could argue there's a grind there. However, to me, it's quite a good example because, and this is my personal opinion, and if you don't agree with it, that's cool, and you can you can dislike this video if you want to, but I'm going to put my opinion forward, and that is that it's really to do with the purpose of the game. And in terms, if you're going to criticize Elite Dangerous, I think the real criticism is, again, more around communication. So let me explain what that means. So let me take an example again. So The Long Dark, they explicitly say that the purpose of their game is to survive. Right now, all that is available in The Long Dark is the alpha, which is a sandbox, which is again why I'm drawing this comparison. Elite Dangerous is a sandbox also. However, the developers behind The Long Dark, Hinterland Studios, they've explicitly come out and said this is a survival game. And that got me thinking about Elite Dangerous. At what point have the developers Frontier behind Elite Dangerous ever come out and said this is a, and you fill in the blanks, kind of sandbox? And I was thinking about it, and I realized that they haven't. They've never actually defined what kind of a sandbox it is. Is it exploration? That's the thing that David Braben actually plays the most and enjoys the most himself when he plays Elite Dangerous, which kind of gives you an insight into why he's designed the game the way he has as well. So I thought that was kind of interesting. All the other similarities, of course, they're both beautiful. They're both experiential. They both force you to play at their pace. You can't rush these games. They're also both slow, with short and as frequent as you want periods of excitement, and that's what creates this tension, especially in The Long Dark. And the main thing really is that you only get one life. When you die, you die, and that changes everything about the game. Whereas Elite Dangerous, insurance, it's never a problem, right? So to take all of this back and make a point about it, this brings me back again to the end goal of the game. If there were an explained purpose, then perhaps Elite Dangerous wouldn't feel so much of a grind. That's one possibility. Another one is something that I read on Reddit, and this is from someone who's replied to people who are criticizing Elite Dangerous about the grind. And I just want to quote this directly because this got me thinking. I'd never thought about it like this before. Here goes. What makes all these complaints about Elite worse is that there is no grind in the game. There is literally no endgame to grind for. If you think the goal of Elite is to furiously collect specific materials just in order to make your ship better, at furiously collecting specific materials, that's 100% your decision on how to play the game. And then he goes on to talk about how much the non-vocal majority love the combat, exploring, and so on. And then he comes back to say again, you do realize that once you have a 100% upgraded ship, or you have a bigger ship, that nothing in the game will be different or open for you. Basically, that you are literally grinding solely for the sake of grinding. And for maybe that one time you will cruise the physical embodiment of blah 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 blah. So what he's essentially saying is that people complain about grinding, and I've realized that I was guilty of this too, because we're trying to play Elite in a way that it was never designed for. We're playing it like other video games. We're playing it like there is an end goal, like there is something we have to achieve, like there's getting the biggest ship in the game is completing the game. There is no completing the game. It's not designed that way. So I think David Braben and others who actually get the game keep on as well as admitting they need to add some more variety, they're basically saying, look, it's a playground. It's a playground. You should do what you want. You shouldn't take it so seriously. And that, to me, is actually starting to change my opinion. And I might go back to Elite and look at it and play it differently now, because I've thought that through. So there we go. There's just a short little analysis. I've been thinking about this the last couple of days. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to see what you think about what I've just said. If I don't reply, don't take it personally. It's just because I get quite a few these days. I do read almost all of them, but I might not reply to every single one. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll see you in the next one. I hope you've enjoyed this little talk about Elite and the grind, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao for now.